So good morning. Good morning again. This is my third time saying good morning, so I know you feel welcome already. My name is Sean Huddleston, and I am the Chief Officer for Diversity, Inclusion, and Community Engagement here at Framingham State University. So on behalf of our president and everybody who goes to school here and everybody who works here, we want to welcome you to what we call the Framily. Framingham State family. You get it? It's kind of funny. Framily. All right, so it'll get funnier as the morning goes, trust me. So without further ado, we're actually going to get our program started this morning. I would like to welcome the Assistant Commissioner for College Access and Student Success Strategies. Her name is Cynthia Orellana, and she is going to come and share a welcome address with you in the morning. So please, everybody comes to this podium. We want to make sure you give them a big, huge round of applause and welcome them.
Almost got it right. Good morning, 100 Miles to College, Framingham. Oh, wow, you're going to have to give me much more energy than that. Good morning, 100 Miles to College, Framingham. So you already know, my name is Cynthia Orellana. I'm from the Massachusetts Department of Higher Education. And there's been many, many months that have gone into planning for this launch. And I really want you to give a quick round of applause to all the folks who are in this room. You joined over 100 young men in Springfield, Massachusetts, who started on this very same journey of brotherhood for college success in the spring of 2015. And so you are now part of a family of young men across the state who have made their mission and their goal to set plans for themselves, to become young men of courage, to be young men of honesty, of integrity, to take the responsibility in their hands to plan for their future and make sure that post-secondary education, whether it's community college, whether it's a four-year university, but they've made it their plan to go to college. And so you're joining them today, and you should be very, very proud. I want to say that 100 Miles to College is an initiative that the Massachusetts Department of Higher Education created because when you look at the numbers, both in Massachusetts and nationally, our boys and our young men are underperforming in every single area, starting as early years through high school. And a lot of our young men are not going on to college at the same rate as our young women are, and they're not graduating from college at the same rate either. So we wanted to change something. We knew and we believed that if we brought together folks from different organizations, including your high schools, if we brought together people from the colleges and universities, from the community, from businesses, that together we could come up with a vision and a plan and put our resources together to bring the opportunities that are necessary for you to be able to find your own success. So I ask you today to take responsibility for your own success. Take the supports that are going to be provided to you through this initiative and own it. Because at the end of the day, you are the stewards of paving your own path and creating your future. I want you to very quickly take a look around this room, and you're going to see a bunch of adults in this room. Can the adults please stand? For adults that are sitting, can you please stand for a moment? These adults around this room now represent part of your network of support. This is your village of support. So as I said before, please take responsibility for your own success and know that we are here to back you up. The last thing I want to say is that I personally am very proud of you for having taken this step, because you made the choice to be part of this initiative, because you showed up today bright and early, and you're smiling. I see you smiling. You're here bright and early, you're awake, and you're ready, and you've shown up. So I'm asking you to make sure you show up every day, and that, again, you take this opportunity for yourselves. So give yourselves a round of applause for being here. So I'm now going to turn it over to our Commissioner of the Department of Higher Education, Dr. Carlos Santiago, who has been really a leader and a visionary and a champion for making sure that our students in the Commonwealth have these sort of opportunities. So, Dr. Santiago.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Cynthia. We're going bilingual now. Muy buenos días. We're going to have to teach them Spanish. Thank you all for joining us. Cynthia had asked me to reflect a bit on why this activity, why this event, why this program is important to me. And I'll give you my thoughts on this. When I left the island of Puerto Rico at the age of 3 and moved 13 times before I was 18 and started to think about college, I really didn't think college would have much of an impact on me. Didn't particularly like high school, didn't do particularly well in high school, didn't do well on the exams to get into college, but I managed to get into a college, and it changed my life. It transformed me. It made me a different person, made me appreciate the things that I had before me. And I loved it, and went off and spent probably the rest of my life in higher education. And I know that it can have the same impact on each and every one of you. And if it impacts you, it will impact the communities and those that are close to you. It will impact your families. It will impact your neighborhoods. One of the things you'll see on those individuals that are standing around is they are your mentors. And we need you to be mentors to other students. And it's not simply an individual issue. It's not simply about your own personal circumstances. This is about the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. The Commonwealth needs increasing numbers of educated individuals. Because in fact, a third, 33% of those that are working now, which is the highest educated group in Massachusetts, are going to be retiring in the next 10 years. And if we don't have those that are going to be replacing the ones that are retiring, our standard of living, our future, our economic future is going to go down. So yes, this experience will transform you as you look to college and progress and decide where it is you want to focus on. But this is important for the Commonwealth. It's important for all of us. It's important for your children, and it's going to be important for your grandchildren. So I'm delighted to join you in this activity. We started in Springfield. We've moved to Framingham. Brockton is interested. Lawrence is interested. Holyoke is interested. All of our gateway cities have an interest in this program. So we're going to watch your progress. We're going to see what works. We're going to see what doesn't work. And you've got to give us feedback on that moving forward. The only reason why we have been successful this far is because it is a collaborative effort. It's not just higher education. It's K through 12. It's the school districts working with higher education. The days of when we used to have a student come to college, and if that student wasn't prepared, we'd point fingers and we'd say it's K through 12 problem. Those days are over with. Those days are gone. We cannot afford to look at higher education in the same way. We've got to make sure that we work closely with K through 12, that we work closely with early education, that we work closely with all the nonprofit leaders that I will mention, the organizations in a little bit. We've got to work with the political leadership. You have a lot of different individuals that are supporting your success. So it's what will make this truly a comprehensive program. It is about alignment. So let me give a few thank yous. I want to thank President Ceballos at Framingham State University. I want to thank President Salomon Fernandez, the president of Mass Bay Community College, Superintendent Scott, and Superintendent Evans for really coming together and realizing the importance of this initiative for their communities. There's a number of others I would like to acknowledge their organizations. Keefe Tech Vocational High School, Framingham Public Schools, Framingham State University, Mass Bay Community College, and the Metro West College Planning Center. All of those organizations stepped up to work together to support all of you in your success. And there are a number of corporate and community partners that I think are very important to acknowledge. Mass Mentoring is an organization that we worked with early. We need to make mentorship part and ingrained in the culture of our institutions. Everyone can mentor someone else. It's not just a president, it's not just a faculty member, it's a security officer, it's a custodian, it's someone that works at the institution. No matter what they do, they can be your mentors as well. Metro West YMCA, Metro West Boys and Girls Club, the Chiton Premier Tutoring and Test Preparation in Framingham, and Jewish Family Services of Metro West. These are the nonprofit organizations that are here to serve you as well.
Well, actually, I'm excited to be representing Mindset Go and the Communication for Life course that we really have Chiton Education to thank for getting us involved with this program here for 100 Males to College. Based on what I've now heard from some of the speakers, the opportunity to brand yourself, to learn how to self-advocate, to learn how to communicate with the world in as simple a message as possible and build your confidence along the way, that's my goal in the teaching that I'll be doing to the near peers. Hopefully my teachings will get into their heads and they'll be able to take that teaching to the kids themselves. Your role in this 100 Males to College is to be a near peer. Can you explain a little bit about what that means?
I think that means that you're supposed to mentor these high school students. They're obviously here because they need some help or they haven't recognized that they needed some help. So I think it's my job to point them in the right direction, give them some personal experience that I've struggled with, and try to guide them to the right path so they don't make the same mistakes that I have made.
So I just want to say today, I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be here, especially because today may be the most important day of your life. And we are all here today, all of the adults you saw standing up, the commissioner, the presidents, the community leaders. We are here today because today is a very important day for you. How many of you, raise your hand, if you plan on living in your mama's basement for the rest of your life? I didn't think so. That's right, I didn't think so. Oh, you with the red cap, you do plan on living in your mama's basement for the rest of your life? That's right. Oh, the other one. Okay, all right, I get it. That's all right. That's all right. We'll change their minds. So today is the most important day of your life because today you are committing to go to college. So make some noise if you are committing to go to college. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So today is the most important day in your life, and we're here today because not only do we want to see you get into college, we want to see you finish college. And after you finish college, we want to see you come back, go back to your high schools, go back to your communities, and tell the students, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your family members, tell others who will be following in your footsteps that you can do this too. So we are putting a lot on you right now. We are taking a big bet on you because we know that you can deliver. We know that you can deliver. You've delivered. You've gotten yourselves here. You've overcome a lot of adversity. You've overcome a lot of very challenging situations to be here, and still you're persisting on your path, and we want to make sure that we're there to support you, to make sure that you know that you're supported, you know that we're here no matter what. How many of you have heard of the Metro West College Planning Center? All right, all right. After about a year, we see that we're making some progress. So I want to tell you a little bit about the College Planning Center. And the director of the Planning Center, Colleen Coffey, is sitting in the back. The College Planning Center is a resource and will serve as a place that you will become very familiar with as part of the 100 Males to College initiative. And what we do there is we teach you about all of the different pathways to get into college. Have you heard of the FAFSA before? Yep, so just a few of you have heard of the FAFSA. So to learn about that, to learn about how financial aid is very important, instead of going to some very expensive private liberal arts college, we want you to know that Mass Bay Community College and Framingham State University, we're here to help you make sure that you get a quality education, a quality college degree without going into debt. Because part of the college choice that you will be making a few years from now, next year, or however long you got before you graduate from high school, is to make a really good financially sound decision. Because depending on where you choose to go, how much you choose to spend on your college education, you may be a college graduate and still living in your mama's basement. And I know that none of you wants to be living in your mama's basement. So I want you to know about the College Planning Center that is right down the street. I want you to know about Colleen Coffee, and I want you to know about Mass Bay Community College as well as Framingham State University, because these places, our institutions, we are here to make sure that you get the life that you want, you get the life that you deserve. We help you make a very strong decision, a good financially sound and savvy decision about where you go to college, how you finance your college education, and to support you through that.
I'm excited, extremely excited, that we have an opportunity to bring 100 black males to this here Framingham Metro West area. As you know, they do in Springfield, they do Boston, but in order to get to either one of those places, you got to stop in Framingham. So this is exciting time, and they're great because they get opportunity for which they take it and go to school, but I want them to dream big dreams for themselves, and they have the capabilities. Am I right?
Yeah.
They have the capability to get it done. So this is exciting to bring everybody together. So are you inspired to go to college?
Yeah.
Good. Have you started making a list of where you're interested?
No, not yet.
Not yet. What you looking for?
Either business or automotive.
Business or automotive? Wonderful.
You guys are a group of students who know what it's like to be courageous, who knows what it's like to be strong. That is how you survive in your communities. That is how you survive in the difficult living situations that you may have. That is how you come every day to school and you manage to get the good grades that you do, despite all of the adversity that you're facing. So I looked up the dictionary definition of courage. And courage, the dictionary says, is the ability to do something that frightens one, the quality of mind or spirit that enables a person to face difficulty, danger, pain without fear. It is also bravery. How many of you think this definition of courage applies to you? That's what I thought. And strength, there's a whole more of a range of definitions for strength, but the one that I chose is the one that talks about the quality of or state of being strong, bodily or muscular power, vigor, mental power, force, moral power, firmness, or again, courage. How many of you think this applies to you? That's what I thought. So today, as I said before, is the beginning of your life. It is probably the most important day of your life, and I want you to never forget today. You've overcome a lot of adversity to succeed, to get to where you are. We know that the statistics are stacked against you, and that is precisely why the Department of Higher Education has put this program together. I applaud and admire your strength, your courage, your determination, and all that has brought you here, and we will do our best to make sure that we propel you forward, we propel you to a great career, to a great life of citizenship, and to be the best that you can do.
The very fact that young men, particularly African American, Latino, low-income men, are graduating from, enrolling in college, graduating from high school and graduating from college at a much lower rate than every other population makes this a critical program for us to have. What we found, and a lot of research would suggest that it's not necessarily about academic ability, it's about this feeling of belonging, and it's the non-cognitive things that are important. And so having a brotherhood, having people who they can turn to who are like them, having people who are wrapped around them to support them is one of the key, or many of the key things that need to be in place for them to be able to be successful moving forward, and to encourage them. We're not trying to beat odds, we're trying to change the odds. So I've been asked to talk to you just a little bit this morning about brotherhood. Now, how many people have a sibling, a brother or a sister? Raise your hand, loud. I had 3 brothers, no sisters, 3 brothers. And I have 3 sons. And I can tell you that there were many, many times that my brothers got on my nerves. I didn't want to be around them sometimes. But they always had me. They always had my back, no matter what. I had 2 older brothers and 1 younger brother. And even to this day, we still keep each other's back. We still have each other's back. So when I think about brotherhood, I think about 2 things. The first thing that I think about is the unit. I think about the group, right? And so a brotherhood can be 2 people, 10 people, or 100 people, like we have here today. And you've already experienced what a brotherhood is in a lot of ways. Any athletes in the room? Sitting right here, right? What about people in clubs, choirs, organizations? Anything that requires you to be in a group of people more than just yourself. Now think about how it feels. What does it feel like when you're with those people? What does it feel like to you? Just thoughts. Feels good? What else? I heard feels good, comfortable, what else? Reliable. People you can rely on them, right? So a brotherhood is important because it gives you a level of support that you might not get from any place else. Do you agree? I can't hear you. Do you agree? And so as you look around this room, are you a brotherhood? No, this man right here says, no, you're not a brotherhood, right? Not yet. Good answer. Great answer. What does it take to get to being a brotherhood? Trust. You got to feel like you trust each other, and you got to feel like you are supported with each other. That gets to the next piece of what a brotherhood is. It's not just a group of people, it's an action, right? Malcolm X once said he is in support of all brotherhood, but he only wants to be in brotherhood with somebody who wants to be in brotherhood with him, because it's a two-way street. So what does it take for people to be in brotherhood to create that action? Number one, like this man said, tell me your name. Manuel? Manuel said, you have to trust each other. You have to respect each other. But most importantly, if you think about your siblings, if you think about your family, if you think about whatever group you belong to, you have got to respect each other, and you have got to encourage and support each other.
You know, the goal of 100 Males to College is to really be able to support young men, particularly low-income young men and men of color across the state who are not doing so well in school, but they're showing up and they just need that additional support in order to make it through. Really, we want to make sure that these young men feel that they have a wraparound of supports, that they have supportive adult mentors in their lives, and that they have all the tools and resources necessary to get to college and make it through college.
It's an honor to be here with you today. The 100 Males to College program provides all of you with a tremendous opportunity to get information and build support as you build a bridge toward a successful future. I've been asked to speak with you today about resiliency. And like others, when I got this assignment, I looked up some definitions. And the one that I liked most, I found in Psychology Today. I did. And the definition they listed is, resilience is the effable quality that allows some people to be knocked down and come back stronger than ever. Rather than letting failure overcome them and drain their resolve, people with resiliency find ways to rise above the ashes. So what does this mean for all of you? Beyond the content of the instruction you receive, one of the most valuable lessons you can learn from school is that of resiliency. No matter who you are, no matter your background, your ability, you will all face challenges that make it difficult for you to achieve your goals. These challenges vary from person to person, and some challenges are more difficult to overcome than others. For all of you and all of us, the way in which we face and overcome these challenges is a key factor in our success. I'm sorry to tell you that in the road that lies ahead, there are going to be situations, events, and times that challenge your resolve to go forward with the path you have planned. In response to your most significant challenges, there will be a temptation to take a different path that is less complicated and less painful than the right one that you set out to achieve. In our responses to obstacles and setbacks, the key to success is moving forward and to have resiliency. One of the wonderful components of the 100 Males to College program is that with the help of your mentors in this program, you will not stand alone, and you will get help as you navigate your way through challenges that may occur in your learning. With the need to learn comes the need to make mistakes. And I encourage you to be unafraid about making mistakes and learn from the mistakes after you make them. To paraphrase producer Aaron Sorkin in a speech to the graduates of Syracuse University in 2012, you're going to fall down. But the world doesn't care how many times you fall down, as long as it is not one more than the number of times you get back up. And at this time, I would like to introduce Dr. Tiano, Assistant Superintendent of Framingham Public Schools, to talk with you about mission.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you. Gentlemen, thank you for your willingness to be not only the first students in Framingham, but also among the first students in Massachusetts to join a program that will definitely change your life. It's not everyone who has the ability to not only recognize, but also the courage to embrace a worthy opportunity when it presents itself. So good for you. This morning, I've been asked to speak to you about mission. Specifically, I wanted to talk to you about your mission and how it relates to the mission of 100 Males to College. For all of you, whether you know it or not, your main mission in life is to successfully navigate your teenage years so that you have a meaningful and productive adult life. And for those of you in the room who have teenage children, I have too, or for those of you in the room who have actually been a teenager, you know that's not an easy road. And you boys share that common bond. But for each of you, the idea of a meaningful life, a productive adult life, is very different. And it's that idea, individually, with all the millions of factors that make up who you are today, means that your journeys will be different to your adult life. Finding the right pathways and traveling them with fidelity requires each of you to increase your own individual level of the appropriate knowledge and skills, as well as your own strength and resiliency. And that brings us here today. A minute ago, I said that this was a worthy opportunity for you, and I probably should have said that this is an extraordinary opportunity. 100 Males to College, as it now exists in our town, has its sole purpose, its mission, is to ensure that 100 Framingham young men, and not just any old 100 young men from Framingham, but you folks, you individually, this group of 100 young males from Framingham, their main mission is for you to graduate high school, go to college, and most importantly, graduate college. Let me say that again. This initiative exists so that you gentlemen in the room, will graduate high school, go to college, and graduate college. And as I thought about this, I'm trying to imagine some other time in your lives in the future where some person or some entity has their 100% main focus to support you. And I can't think of one. That truly is extraordinary. And I know that you understand that because you are here today. And by being here, you have not only defined your next true mission in life, but you have also identified a pathway that will lead you there. Thankfully, that pathway includes these wonderful people whose own mission is to help you with yours. Through your time with 100 Males to College, you will learn from some amazing and well-trained and engaging coaches and mentors, as well as the 99 brothers that sit around you today. And while the community is important, it's vital, actually. I'll echo the words of the Assistant Commissioner, that ultimately you are responsible for successful completion of your own mission. The pathway is not easy, it's not linear, and it's not always well lit. So please take to heart what you learn here, take care of each other, and make informed decisions that are right for you. If you do that, I promise you, you will be amazed at the pathways that will become available to you. I wish you all the best, and I look forward to following your successes. Thank you.